Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. Let's get an important conversation going now. BSE today completes 1 year of launch of BankX derivatives. The stock so far this year has doubled, mainly after the SEBI's proposal to tighten norms for F&O trading. We have a lot to discuss on the show today about this. We are joined by Sundararaman Ramamurthy, the MD and CEO of BSE. Mr. Ramamurthy, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in today. And BSE is something that everyone's talking about, a lot of action happening there. But first up, let's talk about this 1 year anniversary of BankX. How has the journey panned out in last 1 year? And also we saw some changes which SEBI proposed recently. One of them is moving from that weekly to monthly expiry. How have volumes changed there? What are the trends that you're seeing?
Namaskar and good afternoon. Thanks for having me in the CNBC studio for this program. Exactly 1 year before this day, we relaunched the BankX derivatives. The journey has been really very pleasant and smooth. In short span, we were able to see very good amount of participation from the market participants. Around 450 plus brokers are trading this product now, and around 110 FPIs are participating. A huge amount of contracts have gotten traded, around 643 crore contracts have gotten traded in this. It's really the great support and trust of the entire market into this product that made this possible in such a short span of time. SEBI has recently come out with the requirement that for an exchange, there can be only one weekly contract of a benchmark index. Sensex is the benchmark for BSE, and we will have weekly contracts on that. So naturally, therefore, BankX contracts will move to monthly. We feel that option products, as you know, are very versatile products. Every product has its place. Weekly had its place, and the volume spanned out according to that. Monthly products have a very important role and very important place and lot of advantages. We are sure that the market participants will continue to show the same amount of trust and support, and monthly contracts of BankX will also pan out to be as sound as what the weekly contracts were.
Mr. Ramamurthy, hi, good afternoon, sir, and congratulations. Prashant here. Could you tell us, did you consider choosing the BankX for the weekly contract, or was it always going to be Sensex?
In our minds, we always had Sensex in our mind, because see, Sensex is an index which is the oldest benchmark index of the country. And today, if you look at any common man, even if he trades any other index, if you go and ask him in vernacular, "Bazaar kaise raha?" he will say, he will talk in number of points, Sensex has moved up or down. In a common man's mind, it is still Sensex. Probably that is one of the major reasons why, you know, that when we launched the Sensex derivatives contract, people were able to immediately relate to it and trade in it. So given that unique position of Sensex, we did not want to take it away from a weekly product and put it monthly. So our choice for a weekly product has always been.
So I have two questions. One, so there is the sort of course, emotional appeal. I mean, I think it's the best known in a way, almost a synonym for markets, right? Sensex, everyone knows it. So that makes sense. But in terms of pure business considerations, volumes traded on the Sensex and the BankX, was that telling you a different story, or that kind of aligned with your thought process? And second, now that the NSE has sort of chosen the Nifty, is there a rethink at all that maybe you should offer the BankX, or no?
So for us, what we have been always looking at it is, let me first answer your first part of it. The volumes at Sensex are higher than that of the volumes in BankX. So that, but notwithstanding that, that has not been the consideration for choosing Sensex or BankX. The point for choosing Sensex was exactly what I told you before. The second question was part of whether we should rethink on Sensex or BankX. No. As I always tell, we have been benchmarking ourselves with ourselves. We have been trying to see how better we can perform tomorrow compared to yesterday. So given the inherent strength of Sensex, we have gone ahead with it, and we feel that is the right thing that we have done. So there has been no rethinking on it.
Mr. Ramamurthy, after the imposition of these norms, what is the kind of change have you seen as far as trading behavior of market participants of concern? Has there been an increase in cash market volume activity, given that there is expected to be a dip as far as the F&O market activity is concerned?
Honestly, I feel that number of days that have gone post the changes are very minimal to assess a trend. There has been quite a few. There have been quite a few changes that have come in. So it is too early, in my opinion, to say that the SEBI requirement has brought in these type of changes. The volumes in the last 3-4 days have been lower in derivatives market. It could be for very many reasons. So to give a trend based on this is happening, I think it is a bit too early. We may have to wait and watch.
Absolutely. The execution would take some time, and that is when there will be clear trends available as well. Mr. Ramamurthy, there's been a lot of anticipation that there could be a change in market share gains. There could be movement of market share gains from NSE to BSE now because of the changes that we've seen. We were speaking to Angel One today as well, and there are varied opinions that we are getting. Some are of the opinion that there could not be big market share gains for BSE, while some brokerages also think that there could be. Just generally, what is your sense? What are some of the calculations that BSE has gone through to understand the trends here? Will there be a movement in market share from NSE to BSE, or just market share gains for you?
No, I always have been repeatedly telling this in the media. We have been looking at what more we should do. And in my opinion, combining different products and assessing a market share is not totally, it could not be taken as a fully correct thing. The products are very different. When people used to ask me in the initial days, jocularly I used to tell the market share of Sensex is 100%. Because whatever it is doing, it is what it is doing. They are unique products, you see. They are very complementary products. So we are not looking at our success in terms of what market share we are garnering. We are looking at our success in terms of how much we are deepening the market, how much we are broadening the market. If you recall, even before the SEBI rule, we have always been talking about deepening of the market and broadening of the market through monthly contracts. To start with, when you start with a weekly product, but subsequently you want to go to more participants, different types of participants, different types of time horizons, and more of a monthly product.
Mr. Ramamurthy, I hope you will be a little more specific also. I completely get your point that, I think you put it very nicely. Sensex market share is 100% because everything which happens there. But it is, you would acknowledge, right? Markets, BSE is a traded stock. From the time, 30th of July, when the SEBI proposals came through on F&O, the BSE stock is doubled from 2,500 to 5,000. So obviously, there is expectation. It's driven by expectation that you will gain share. So without combining different segments, as you said, in options, could you tell us what is BSE's market share in the options segment, right? Index options, and any expectations? Where would you like to be? What do you see?
See, since you're asking for specifics, people talk about 20% market share, 25% market share in terms of notional. I would repeat that we track our success not based on market share. If you ask me, what were the number of market participants last year, what it is this year, what you are planning to have next year, I'll be able to give you a number. That's how we track our success. We started with 8, we went to 250, we went to 350, today we are talking about 450. The target is at least 600 brokers should be participating in BSE's derivatives segment. We started with no FPIs, today we are at around 110 FPIs. We feel that at some point of time we should reach to a number of 500 FPIs. Today we started with no product, we had one product, now we are talking about 2 products. At some point of time we should have at least a couple of products. So that is the way we are looking at it. That is the honest answer for this question.
You're not giving us a number. Let me put it another way, right? So, for example, we had the Angel One management with us. They said that overall futures and options volumes, industry level volumes, because of what SEBI has done, could drop 20 to 22% is what they said. The management said. My question to you is, for the BSE, just because of the F&O changes which have been implemented, which will be implemented as per SEBI direction, the latest ones, is it possible that BSE may gain relatively? Because if the total pool is 100 and it drops to 80, and you are at 10, but you gain say 10%, and on a relative basis you're gaining, but because the absolute size is shrinking, on an absolute basis, standalone basis, BSE may not gain much. Is that the right way to look at it?
Honestly, I do not know whether it is right or wrong, because that's not the way I am looking at it. What I am looking at it is, if I am doing today X number of contracts, I want to do 2X number of contracts tomorrow. I want to do X number of contracts more, Y number of contracts more day after tomorrow. Why do I say that? This is a product which is in nascent stages. Compared to a mature market where you have 800 market participants already working as brokers, I have only 40% or 50% of them with me. That is not sufficient for me. So in real basis and in absolute basis, I am working to increase the volumes of myself. Do I benchmark it in terms of acquiring market share? No. I am benchmarking it in terms of deepening and broadening my market. I feel my volume should go up and will go up because it's a nascent product. It has not reached that levels of maturity and that levels of participation. More participation brings more maturity and therefore more volumes. That is the way, honestly, we are looking at it from BSE.
Got it. Is that number of overall market volumes, F&O market volumes, falling 20 to 22%? Now, this is not about BSE, but overall market volumes, F&O volumes. Is that a in the ballpark correct estimate? What we got from Angel earlier?
I will not be able to comment on the number, but overall market volumes, will they fall for the entire market put together? Clearly, there is a probability, because weekly products have been taking the attraction and attention of the market participants. And there were multiple weekly products that were available. Now going forward from November 20, there will not be multiple products, right? There will be only 2 weekly products available. Since weekly products were taking most of the volumes, in the short run, till the monthly products pick up, certainly there will be a decrease in volume overall for the market. What percentage it will be, that is anybody's guess. We have not fathomed any guess there, because we feel that we need to work to increase the market volumes under all circumstances. We feel that monthly has a role to play, we should work to increase the volumes. Therefore, we have not, when you're asking, when you say whether there will be a fall in market volumes, it looks like there will be certainly a fall, because the number of weeklies are reduced.
More than 10%? More than 10% or more than 20%? More than 10% or more than 20%?
I will not fathom a number. Because that is going beyond my remit to talk about what will be the fall in some other exchange. That is not my right way of doing it.
Okay. All right.
We tried hard.
Mr. Ramamurthy, thank you very much for joining us and appreciate you sort of giving us your perspective and broad take on some of the most hot button issues. And I hope post numbers when we speak, you'll be able to post quarterly earnings when we speak. You'll be able to share some of those numbers, and we can pencil them down. Thank you very much for joining us, guys.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Prashant, for taking us through that conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramamurthy, for joining in. That's all about BSE, but we have to slip into a short break. When we come back, we'll get you more on the markets and stock-specific action. Stay tuned.